Rich, and I'm here with the Channel 773 News. And today, we got a special guest.
Hey everybody, my name is Maxwell and I'm running for Congress in Chicago, Congressional District 1.
I got some questions for Christian today. She is part of the Republican Party, so we want to get to the bottom of it. So the first question is, can you tell us about yourself?
Born and raised in East St. Louis and then lived in Belleville. I came to Chicago for college, met my husband, and that's how I ended up stuck here in this amazing city. So as far as like my background, like I said, I have 4 kids. I'm a homeschool mom of the 4 kids. And then just overall, I'm really a person who believes in having my personal autonomy and not having people kind of tell me what to do in every single aspect of my life. And that's kind of one of the biggest things that'll lead us into our topic for today.
Okay. Next question is, as a black woman, what made you want to be a Republican?
So it came down to a lot of different things. Like I said, I'm kind of a little bit of a wild child, if I'm being honest. So I have 4 kids. I've had 2 of them in birth centers without epidurals. I go against the grain in a lot of areas of my life. When it came to deciding if my children should have every single vaccine that the system said they should have, even though I saw a lot of kids having a lot of struggles, I wanted to push back against that. There is one party that allows you to kind of decide those things for your kids, and then there's another one that doesn't allow you to decide those things for your kids. One other thing I'm really big on as well is being able to protect myself and my family. If I hear something go bump in the night, I'm not really trying to wait 15 minutes for the cops to show up. They can come and get, asked questions after, but I want to be able to protect my family and make sure that we're safe in that situation. And again, there's one party that allows you to do that, and there's another one that says you need to run out the back door if somebody breaks into your house and you have the burden of leaving. So it's a lot of different things like that that don't match up for me and my lifestyle. And it really just made it where when I looked at how I lived, there was a party that was directly against how I lived, and there was one that was for how I lived.
Okay. She broke it down. She breaking it down. So we still finna get to the bottom of this because we ain't done. Tell us something we don't know about Republicans.
Okay, one thing that a lot of people don't know about Republicans is that Republicans actually gave reparations to Black people first, and the Democratic Party actually took the reparations back. They took the land back and the money back and gave it to white people, white slave owners. So slavery, most slave owners in the South were actually Democrats. You can go look this up. They were called Dixiecrats. Most of them were Democrats. The Trail of Tears is because of Democrats, and the KKK was founded by 6 Democrats.
How do you feel about ICE taking people from their families in Chicago?
I believe that ICE is doing the work that the American citizens and Chicago citizens need to be done. The issue is that there's not enough resources to truly go around for the thousands of people that have been brought here extra. Chicago citizens are waiting for the same financial aid help with college. They're waiting for assistance for housing and getting housing. These people are literally taking up a great deal of those resources, and I don't think people really understand how much has been given to them. Black Democrats in Chicago have been telling us for the longest time, oh, we can't really help you with your kids' schooling, and we can't help you with your medical debt. We can't help you with any of those things. Yet they're wiping out medical debt of illegal aliens. They go into the hospital and they're not really on the hook for that debt. Medicaid just covers it. Their kids are going to schools like UIC because UIC has a financial aid program for them. Yet kids of CPS teachers and then CTA drivers, their kid can't get that same financial aid because they make too much money. So it's time to stop penalizing Chicagoans who are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then rewarding people who literally just came here and planted themselves in the city and do not deserve to have first dibs on any of those resources that people have been waiting for a long time.
Oh no, y'all sound like she for us. Hold on now. We ain't done. Okay. As a felon, I want to know what type of programs or opportunities would you make available for us when we come back into the community?
Well, a lot of people like to say that people like me voted for a felon. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that I think that when you talk about people in general, the Democratic Party has an obsession with perfection. They want to look at any politician and be like, well, if you're not perfect enough, you don't deserve to get the vote, or you don't deserve to have a second chance. I believe that people deserve to have the chance that they need to actually do life the way they want to go about it. Mm-hmm. When it comes to people with felonies, if you've actually served your time and you've done what was asked of you, and you've actually gotten back onto the right foot, go forth, live your life. My father's a felon. So I'm not going to sit here and be acting like people who have a felony should forever be ostracized from society. I think that they should have the same opportunity to get back out there and go about their life in a way that suits them, especially when they're trying to really get back on their feet and live life right. I don't think they should be forever penalized, especially when you have rules changing every single day. Because now, people who were in prison for weed all this time ago, now you got white moms selling weed,
it's legal.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. No, she's a felon. Let's see. Let's start right there. Like J Main said. Okay. People have lost loved ones due to the police simply not caring or moving fast enough. What can you do to help change this matter?
So as far as people not getting the response times they need in Chicago, part of that is because of mayors like Mayor Johnson. When he came into office, he was supposed to hire 200 more detectives, when in all actuality, Chicago is down currently about 5,000 CPD officers. That means they have to pick and choose what calls they can even come to. So if you say somebody's breaking into your home, they might not be able to come and prioritize that for 30, 45 minutes if they can never show up at all. One of the things that we really do truly need to see is we need to see a mass hiring event for more officers. There's plenty of black men all throughout CPD. I see them all the time. They'll have dreads and everything. Like, CPD is a really good, solid job. Imagine if we had more of our young men feeling like, hey, I can go and be a person who understands my community and be a part of the police force, but not be ostracized by my community and called a sellout. I think we need to stop calling black men sellouts when they go to the military, when they go into the police force. These are good jobs that our grandfathers used to pay all their bills off of and take care of their wives and take care of their kids. We need to allow black men to go back into those roles and be a part of that. And we also need to empower CPD to feel confident to do their job instead of feeling like they're the enemy. Police are not the enemy at the end of the day. There's bad people in you can go to the DMV and somebody could be a bad person. It's not just bad people in CPD. It's bad people everywhere.
I hear that, YNs. Maybe y'all do need to be the police. Y'all know the community better than the police. Y'all feel like be the police.
And you know how to use guns.
Okay, so since you running against Jonathan Jackson, what are some things that you would address that he hasn't?
Everything. Jonathan Jackson hasn't done a single piece of legislation that was for Illinois at this point in time. There's things that he could be doing to advocate for lower federal taxes to help people who are struggling and literally losing their homes to high property taxes in Illinois. He could even do simple things like speak up. When he sees Chicagoans suffering, he never says a word. When he saw those elderly black people get gunned down over here in my community, it was close to Woodlawn and Hyde Park. Grandmas got shot on the sidewalk. We didn't hear a word from him. We literally never hear a word from this man. He doesn't speak up for black Chicagoans. He doesn't step out, because a lot of times I really do feel like most Democrats currently, I call them the dim tail. I'm like, they're not our employees. I honestly feel like they're the cartel's employees. And that's why you see them advocating for illegal immigration. You see them advocating for things that just don't make sense. But if it was up to me, like I said, I know a lot of what needs to be done in Chicago. And I also know how to go do my research and figure out how to create legislation that's going to fix a lot of those issues and concerns so people can live a better life here.
Okay. Any plans for the homeless in Chicago? We got a lot of homeless people. What's the plans?
We do have a lot of homeless people. So kick all the illegal aliens out of the shelters that are being paid $100,000 plus a month to house illegal immigrants, and let's go ahead and use those for Chicago citizens and Chicago veterans. I hate seeing, when I drive down the street and I see a veteran with a sign, that breaks my heart, because they already did their part by America as a whole, and we're not doing our part by them. When I see mothers on the street, that shouldn't be the case. And a lot of times people don't even want to use our shelters because of how much rape and violence happens in them. So we're going to open up brand new hotels for illegal aliens like they did in Hyde Park. They could have did that for homeless people in this city, and it should have been done for those people first and foremost, as opposed to doing it for illegal aliens just so they can get a vote out of those people.
Okay, last question, right? Let's see, what was I just at? What qualities does the Republican Party embody that appeal to you versus the Democratic Party?
Like I said, being able to protect my home and exercise my Second Amendment rights is very key to me. I know people feel like, oh, it's all about guns. It's like, well, it is all about guns when you're getting carjacked or when you're having a real situation where you have 4 kids. My 4 kids rely on me and my husband to keep them safe. That's my highest priority. Being able to be the primary person who makes decisions for my children, not having somebody tell them at school, oh, maybe you are a girl. Telling that to my son. No, my son is not a girl. He's a little boy who may have thought nail polish looked cool for a few seconds. Don't start trying to transition him. And also when it comes to trying to force, like I said, vaccinations and things on my family, I'm not really for that. That COVID vaccination, people talked over and over again about it and said it was causing enlarged hearts. The Democratic Party shut everybody up until people started dying from myocarditis. But it was a lot of conservatives saying, hey, there's something wrong. I didn't get the shot. I didn't get it. And I like the fact that I can exercise autonomy over my body. When I heard Biden say the words, people who in your family who don't get that shot, they'll be dead by December, that's when I knew I was done with the Democratic Party. I'm like, it's not okay to ever say that about half of the people in the country who are not willing to do something to their body. The Democratic Party always talks about being my body, my choice, until you don't make the choice they want you to make. And that's a problem for me. This is my body. It is my body, and my children are under me and my husband's leadership, and I believe I should be able to keep my family safe, and I want to be able to protect my First Amendment rights as well. And also when it comes to this country, we are American citizens. The Democrats always tell us that we're second-class citizens and that we're victims and we're vulnerable. No, we're Americans. We are Americans, and we're much more American than illegal aliens. So telling us that we're going to get deported like illegal aliens is the ultimate insult. My family has been here since literally like the 1800s. Telling me that I'm going to get deported is the most insulting thing they could ever do, and that party regularly does that to our people.
I don't know, y'all. She kind of snapping. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think.